Hello everybody, this is Money Mom. Welcome back to the channel. Friday morning. Friday morning is my new series where I'm doing requested videos so that you guys get questions answered that you have, and hopefully you will enjoy this series. First video I'm doing is how to balance a checkbook. Somebody had requested and asked that, so I wanted to do it. Now, many of you may not write checks anymore, but you use a debit card. You probably have one of these little nifty books called a register, and what you do, at least in mine, is on the left side, I put the check number, then next to it I put the date, then I put who am I writing a check out to, or if it's a deposit, I write that, and then you add or subtract over here. Seems pretty simple, right? Well, I'm just going to give you a couple easy tips on how I manage my checking, and hopefully these tips will help you. The hugest tips that I'm going to give you. Number one, let's say I went to a doctor and I needed to write out a check for $40. I make sure either there or directly when I get home that I put it in this book right away and I subtract it from my balance. I do that day because I don't want it to get forgotten about. So that's the very first thing. So do it that day and subtract it. That's number one. Number two, one of the other things that I do frequently is, let's say for example you got a paycheck and your paycheck was $2,000 and you needed to write some checks, or some money got debited from your account for bills that automatically get taken out, or perhaps you used a debit card. I would make sure that all of that is subtracted in here to know what your balance is. This is the big tip. I go back and recheck my work, because sometimes we can do adding and subtracting. We can make mistakes, and it's good to check ourselves. I constantly do this because a mistake could be costly to us. Also, another thing that I do is I do have online banking, and I check it Monday through Friday what my balances are, and I look at them and I compare them to my check register to make sure that there's no mistakes or no red flags that are going, wait, what's that there? I don't recognize that. This way we can make sure that all of our accounts are balanced. One thing that I do that it is not recommended to do, but I do it, is I do round off in here. I know what's in my checking, but I like to round off, and the reason why is that I have a little extra padding in my checking just in case of something. So for example, if I wrote out a check for $98, I actually subtract $100, but I know the real balance. So the main thing with the checking, it can be really easy to do. It's just keeping up with it and knowing where that money is coming out of and making sure that your adding and subtracting is correct. Correct your work. Go back and verify. And if there's any questions, you can go to your bank and check and see what, if there's any mistakes, they can sit down with you and go through check by check by check just to see. I would like to know from you guys. So many people seem to not write checks anymore. Do any of you still write checks? Do you use debit cards? How do you do your bills? I always love to hear from you. I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope that some of these tips were helpful to you. This is Money Mom signing off, and I'll see you tonight for Free and Frugal Friday. Love you. Bye.